G'day everybody, Chris here again from sunny Canberra, Australia. I'm just doing another video today. I've had a few people asking me about how I do my bulk feeding. So this is just a nice, cheap, easy way to do your bulk feeding. Now, a quick disclaimer, I know there's a lot of opinions out there as to how and when and who to feed. I'm not advising anybody on that, I'm just showing you how to build the feeder. It's up to you when and where you use it. But yeah, anyway, this is a nice, cheap, easy way to do it. So all we need, a heat source. Got this one. Need some wire, easy peasy, a silicone gun, and a bucket. Now this one is actually perfect for the job. You know, you can find something where your local hardware store. This is from our wonderful Bunnings. It is a food safe, BPA free container, and it's clear. So what the clear allows us to do is, it's just handy because you can see where your level's at for your feed. And the other thing when choosing your bucket, obviously it needs a nice airtight lid or watertight lid. You need to have a look. Now, this one here's got a lip on the edge here. Can we see that lip there? So it's a nice thick lip here, and that's actually what's going to become our feeder, and the bees won't drown in it, so it's great. Only thing you got to be cautious of is where the handle comes in. So this particular bucket, that's what the silicone's for. I will go ahead in a minute and seal around the top here, just to stop any leaks coming through where the handle goes through. You could just seal it off there, but the handle is great when you want to preload a couple of these, get your lids on, you can just carry them out, put them wherever. So yeah, I'll show you. First of all, I'll just seal those up. So I'll just pump a little bit of goop in here. I mean, it doesn't have to be completely airtight, just to stop it running into the hole. Yep. Just like that, nice and easy. So all I've done is just create a barrier, so when the feed or the water or whatever you choose to put in this comes along, it's not going to run over that lip there and into the hole and waste. Alright, so our next step here, all we do, grab a piece of wire, not too thick. This stuff works pretty well. I think it's tie wire from steel fixing. So if you can see here inside the lip of the bucket, where the water or feed will be coming through the bottom here, what we want to do is heat this up, and we just want to pull it right through the bottom bit here. Can you see there? Don't go too high, because that will, you'll see later that it'll make the vacuum fill up the rest of the holes too high, and you'll have problems with overflowing. You only just want enough for the bees to get out and drink, and then it will refill as they drink that out. So yeah, I'll just show you how to do that one. Get your heat source going. It can be a stove, whatever you want. Heat your wire up. Nice and toasty. Alright, so we want to take care not to punch through the outside barrier of this lid, because obviously, you know, whatever you're going to be putting in there is going to leak out. We don't want that. So we take care, grab the thing here, and I just, on every cavity, punch it as low as I possibly can. So, I'll just show you what we've done there. Obviously the bucket's going to be sitting upside down, so the lowest possible point inside that cavity is where we want our holes. And yeah, like I said, don't push too hard and pierce this barrier here, because then you'll have problems. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that to the rest of these cavities. It's going to vary depending on which brand of bucket you use, obviously, but you know, you just got to find whichever cavity is going to need to be filled. Go ahead and you punch that one. So I'll be back in a minute and we'll punch this out. So what we do next, if you want to, just using water for now, but like I said, you can use honey water solution, you can use sugar water, whatever you want to put in there. Just fill him up. Now remember, you don't have to use this size bucket. This one's just great for your bulk feeding for those hives that are really stressed out. We've had a pretty bad year in Canberra this year, so these ones are coming in handy. 10 litres we can chuck in a hive and we won't have to come back for a little while. But you can also use different size containers. So I have experimented with little takeaway containers and Tupperware, and you can get smaller buckets, bigger, whatever you want. You just need to house it in your hive, and I'll show you how to do that in a bit. So anyways, fill it up with whatever you're going to put in there. Make sure your lid's nice and tight on there. I might note you usually wait until the silicone dries. Alright, so water's in there. Dawdle out to your hives. When you're ready, just tip them up. Now if you have a look in there, see where the water level's coming up to. This panel's not very level, so one thing to keep in mind is if your hive is a bit out of level, you want to make sure you're filled up to the highest point there, because if you come around this side, see we've only just got a little bit. See down there, because we're on a bit of an angle, it's only just got a little bit out there, but because of the angle it's almost up to the top here, so you just want to make sure you're not going to have leaking. Yeah, nobody wants that. Alright, so welcome to the hives. These girls are on the very slow trip, the metre by metre trip to their new house just over here. They're nearly there. They'll be happy once they get there, but in the meantime, like I said, it's been a tough few weeks. So there's actually already a feeder in here, but one thing I didn't mention before, when you are feeding them, obviously it's going to be because you've got some sort of conditions that warrant it. So there's a very high chance you're going to get robbing. So what we do, just block off a portion of the entrance there with some paper, grass, whatever you want, just block it off. So that they've only got a smaller entrance there. Now it makes it easier for when the robbers come. It's a lot easier for them to defend because they're going to have a giant thing of food source in here that everyone's going to want a piece of, and you don't want them fighting. So anyway. So empty, this is a deep box to fit the buckets, but whatever size bucket and supers you need to do to make it work. These girls have been working their way along that bucket there for 3 days now, so almost ready time to change. But you can see them feeding in here. It's absolutely no worries for them with the drowning. You want to come and have a close up there? You don't? That's alright. Anyways, you can see that it's not a drowning issue. It'll just keep topping itself up. Every time they finish, the level goes down, it'll top itself back up again. So, these girls are getting a little bit cranky, so I might get them closed up again. So we've also got another one here. This is a split that we've made. You're not happy with me. This is a split that we made about a week ago. We're doing just some prep for requeening all these girls. So this is a slightly different modification. It's actually just a small bird waterer, but they've got a bigger lip. So we just put a bit of gravel in around the lip there, and it works. Yeah, beautifully fitting. So we've got one nuke box here and just an old dodgy Crafty thing on top there just to keep them out. You'll notice a bit of that there. It's actually, if you're going to use tape, you need to be careful you don't leave the sticky bit over where the girls can get it, because they get stuck. But anyway, just anything to make their entrance a little bit more defendable while you're feeding them. So they've well and truly finished that one. But you can see how we've got it's just an aviary feeder. These are about $5 each. I think that the big buckets that I'm using there are about $7. So, you know, value for money wise, the buckets are a lot cheaper, but these are, you know, pretty easy for those who want to do internal feeding. Yeah, so we'll have to fill that one up, but that's how we do it. Alright, so thanks for watching today. I hope it's given you some ideas how you can look after your girls. Now, don't forget, if you like the video so far, I've got a whole bunch coming up, so don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be doing easy wax foundation sheets for, you know, small, I wouldn't say it's a commercial setup, but you know, it's a technique that I've worked out for just making your own sheets. What else are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing automatic waterer. So I want to do one which is going to be just a gravity fed, basically from a plumbing outlet, or if you don't have access to that, I want to do one that's going to be a daily, like you just go and top up your reservoir and it'll keep the water cycling without mosquitoes getting in there. Anyway, anything you want to see or hear, let me know, add it in the comments there, and I'll see if I can get onto it for you.